The Kid Who Would Be King plot synopsis reads, old school magic meets the modern world when young Alex stumbles upon the mythical sword Excalibur. He soon unites his friends and enemies, and they become knights who join forces with the legendary wizard Merlin. Together, they must save mankind from the wicked enchantress Morgana and her army of supernatural warriors. What do critics say about The Kid Who Would Be King? The fantasy movie has a respectable score of 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics' consensus reads, The Kid Who Would Be King recalls classic all-ages adventures, and repurposes a timeless legend, for a thoroughly enjoyable new addition to the family movie canon. Philip de Semline for Time Out. It falls short of enchanting, but it's never less than fun and likable. Watch it through the eyes of your inner teenager and you'll have a blast. Stan and Dolly reviews. What do critics say about the comedy? Joe Morgenstern for the Wall Street Journal. It's a charming notion, worked out zestfully by the writer-director, Joe Cornish, until the charm falls victim to familiar CGI Halloweenery. Emily Yoshida for New York Magazine, Vulture. Cornish is offering a kind of movie they just don't make anymore. Expansive live-action adventure tales unabashedly aimed at young people, not the adults charged with taking them to the cinema. Adam Graham for Detroit News. Cornish wisely speaks the language of children without talking down to them. Bird Box reviews. What do critics have to say about Bird Box? James Berardinelli for Real Views. A fantasy adventure inspired by Arthurian legends that, although perfectly entertaining for children in the age 8-12 bracket, may be a bore and a chore for adults. Reed Tucker for the New York Post. A movie with the goofy charm of 1980s kids' adventure flicks, such as The Goonies or The Never-Ending Story. David Sims for The Atlantic. It's a film that somehow takes one of the oldest chosen one narratives around the story of King Arthur and finds something fresh in its tale of heroism. Justin Chang for the Los Angeles Times. The Kid Who Would Be King has an uncommon ability to treat the conventions of big screen fantasy with equal parts earnest seriousness and offbeat humor. Aquaman reviews. What did the critics say about Aquaman? Bill G. Byrie for the New York Times. A brisk, well-mounted children's fantasy, with Cornish giving the story an entertainingly apocalyptic spin. Mick LaSalle for the San Francisco Chronicle. The Kid Who Would Be King should have been an hour long, but an extra 20 minutes, just to stretch it to feature length, would have been forgivable. But a full 120 minutes for this was just borderline crazy. Pat Padua for the Washington Post. Do the Middle Ages hold the key to saving the world? The Kid Who Would Be King suggests so. Katie Walsh for the Tribune News Service. Cornish crafts a King Arthur movie that draws in a younger crowd, reinterprets the tale for a modern age and speaks consciously to the current political climate. That's quite the feat. Second act reviews. What are critics saying about the rom-com? Lindsay Barr for the Associated Press. It's a surprisingly delightful film full of action, heart, a crazy-haired Patrick Stewart and a few genuinely good gags, and it really couldn't have come at a better time. Dana Schwartz for Entertainment Weekly. The script is good-natured and action-packed and attempts to delve into thematic territory beyond what might be normally expected from a kids' movie. Monica Castillo for The Wrap. A charming story of fantasy, pop culture references and myth-making. It's a movie with the playful camaraderie of Goonies and a few elements from 80s sagas where young people go on character-building adventures. The Kid Who Would Be King is out in UK cinemas on February 1, 2019.